In the February of 2017, a crossover game featuring many characters from the Fire Emblem series came out called
Fire Emblem Heroes!
A game like this had, and currently still has, huge potential, but as you can probably tell by the title of the video, I'm not satisfied with the current state of it. But before I get into all of the negativity and criticism, I'll discuss the very basics of what you do in Fire Emblem Heroes and why it is enjoyable, at least to some degree. So in Fire Emblem Heroes, you collect orbs to summon different characters from the Fire Emblem franchise to either use them or sacrifice them to give their skills to the units you actually like. Then you play on small maps that sometimes reference the original maps in a variety of game modes where you use the units you've collected. This is an inherently fun concept, as seeing units from different games interact is interesting, and Fire Emblem's core gameplay has always been fun, so a mini version where you get to use your favorites can be a real treat. With that being said, let's venture down the rabbit hole of how Intelligent Systems made this game a undesirable application, in my opinion. For actual gameplay, there are exactly two game modes that I would say I enjoy. The monthly legendary hero battles are extremely tough challenges that can force you to shake up your team, skills, and strats, and are extremely satisfying to beat. Then there's Aether Raids, a pseudo PvP mode where you fight custom castles made by other players, and it can be interesting to see what kind of traps other players set up and what units they use. Other than that, the game modes range from mad to pointless. There's Tempest Trials, where you fight on the same maps over and over again just to get orbs. The weekly arena, where it's hard to rank up because the scoring relies on you having the newest units with the highest stats. Mjolnir Strike, which takes place on the same map every week where you fight a themed team. Speaking of Mjolnir Strike, it has a part that I'd like to put in the pointless category, where the day after the part where you fight on the map takes place, all you do is press a button. That's it. That's the second half of the game mode. This also applies to two other modes. Frontline Phantalix, where there is no day one map or anything, literally all you do is press a button. Now, it gets real tricky with Lost Lore, where you have to hit 2 buttons, maybe sometimes 3 buttons. Keep in mind, there are several months between new game modes, and sometimes all you get is the privilege to press a button. However, in the off chance that they do add a new good game mode once every 2 years, there's a good chance they'll just ruin it later. For example, Pawns of Loki. It was a fun little PvE auto chess mode at first. However, during the second round of it, they made it so you matched against the most powerful, meta-conforming teams ever, and that made it a super frustrating mode to play. For a game made to sell orbs to people, they really don't add a lot of modes that make you want to use the units you spend the orbs on, and it's very telling to go on FeH discussion boards to see the player base grown every time a new game mode is added. As previously stated, Heroes is a game made to sell orbs to summon heroes with. So how does it go about doing that? Well, it just so happens that I wrote a college-level study about the manipulation of gacha games that the professor liked quite a bit, so here's some of the data. While a lot of the tactics they use are obvious, such as the little notification on the home screen occasionally advertising orbs, the special deals they occasionally have with characters, there are more subtle tactics, such as the summon section being the only icon in color, thus drawing the player's attention, and the slow build-up to when you actually summon a unit, the satisfying sound the orb makes when it goes into the pillar, the smoke leading to the build-up, the shadow slowly appearing, and then the sense of excitement caused by getting the unit you finally wanted, which releases dopamine in your brain which makes you want to do it again, thus buying more orbs. And if you fail to get what you want, your brain may go, well, I've already bought this many orbs, if I stopped now it'd be a waste. Fun fact, this is also how gambling addictions are fueled. Speaking of gambling addictions, let's get into the raw data of my research paper. I posted a survey to several gacha game discussion forums, and here are some of the interesting results. About 39% of players said they were addicted to their current gacha game of choice. Over 50% said they believed their gacha game had predatory practices. Over 95% of players logged in daily, and about 7% of players were previously or are currently addicted to gambling. The gamblers were also prone to spending more. Now, 7% may not seem like a very large number, but to put it into context, imagine if I took away nearly 10% of your income. You wouldn't be very happy, would you? It seems like these games deliberately attract these types of players through design, and to quote somebody who took the survey, before I played Fire Emblem Heroes, I was way worse. I played for about 2 years and it became extremely predatory. I think by the time I quit, I must have spent $1,200 by the end. Even now, just typing that number makes me feel gross. It was never by spending $50 to $70 a pop either. It was always the $13 option, or the $20 option, and it just ballooned out from there. At this point, the data, plus the first-hand experiences, speak for themselves. The worst of it came when FeH Pass launched around last February, though, where you got the privilege of paying $10 a month for basic quality of life features that should have already been in the game, like being able to automatically restart repetitive game modes, and twice a month an old unit would get a new costume and a stat boost to keep up with the power creep. When this came out, I said I would never buy this and that it was an incredibly, incredibly scummy. Ah, alas, even I who wrote a whole paper about how scummy gacha games are, fell for the evil tactics of Meta to lure me in with my perfect son. So now that you've bought the awesome multi-$100 orb pack to get epic bonuses like a 1 arena medal, what will you be spending the orbs on? You would presume new heroes, right? Well, you'd be half right. New heroes are added about once a month, usually with the seasonal banner being the second banner of the month. Now I want you, the viewer, who has never played Fire Emblem Heroes, to make a comment guessing how many alts do Lyn, Camilla, and Young Tiki have combined. If you guess 21, then you are tonight's lucky winner. So once you've bought your orbs, you can just summon the same 2 characters over and over again. Now, I get it, right? I obviously understand that this is a free-to-play game and the devs want to make money on it. And these are some of the 3 most popular characters, so they sell orbs when they put them up. However, I can still feel personally disappointed when another seasonal banner with one of them pops up, when I would have rather had a new Heroes banner. Speaking of new Heroes banners, even they aren't safe, as even they can have characters that are already in the game, like Katria, Olwen, and Ephraim. This is extremely frustrating when games usually only get about 1 banner a year, sometimes even less than that. I hope none of you are Thracia fans since they only got a new Heroes banner without alts or FeH OCs 4 years into the game. Wow! So with that, I offer you an image of a horse walking for a carrot that's attached to a string that it will never reach. You keep waiting and playing for a new unit to be added. Whoops, they added Merlinus, who has the lowest attack stat in the game instead of the one you wanted. You keep playing for the hopes they had a cool new character. Oops, what should have been his preferred tome is already on an Erica alt, so he gets nothing instead. You keep playing for the hopes that they add a fun new game mode. Oops, all you do is press a button. You keep awaiting for one of your favorites to get a preferred weapon. Oops, it's garbage compared to everyone else's weapon. Fire Emblem Heroes is a constant stream of disappointment that's absolutely plagued by waiting. It can take months to years for the devs to add something you personally enjoy, and when they do add the thing you enjoy, there's a good chance they'll mess it up later, and I didn't even cover everything like the slow rate of dragon flowers, power creep, etc. To put it simply, Fire Emblem Heroes is a depressing game, so since I clearly dislike it so much, why do I keep playing it daily? Well, I've already spent this much time playing it, why would I stop now? Hello everyone, welcome to the outro. Thank you for making it this far and watching. Remember to subscribe if you like what you see. I did it in there. Anyway, the ending may have been a bit downer. I tried to tie in, I've already gone this far, why would I stop now? I tried to tie that back to the gambling addiction paragraph I did later. I'm not really addicted to gambling. I don't really spend money on the game besides the FeH Pass. But, yeah, I do think that the game can be better, maybe, if they add if the next FeH channel is, good. Like, after this video goes up, it's gonna be 2 days. By the way, this section isn't scripted, which is why I'm saying more. Everything you just heard before is scripted anyway. So, the game's gonna become an immediate 10 out of 10 once you add Mathis they already know. And, yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.